Okay, guys, welcome back. Game number 3 between Big Dick Daddy and Miko.
Miko, cousin! Do you want to go bowling? Go to the strip club. Fuck, Grand Theft Auto 4 was one of the most overrated games of all time. Mr. MaximusBlack.
Yeah.
Hit me up with the sound of... You know what? No, I've got this one.
All right.
Miko, cousin! Let's go bowling! That is actually Nico.
It's Nico,
it's
but
Nico,
yes.
but Miko in this game.
I got you.
But I mean,
I
seriously, honest to fuck, like it got to a point in that game where somebody was calling your cell phone once every 3 fucking seconds.
Hey, you're a popular guy. What can you do, you know?
It was so brutal. It was so bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have got the build, the one, the only, in the rear with the gear.
Oh boy.
Both players can only attack and defend with workers. Using any other unit will be an auto loss. You are not allowed to make static defense, cannot use cannons, overcharge, queen, or planetary fortress. Workers only. May use buildings to micro your macro, though.
Yeah.
So, Miko, starting down here in the bottom left position of Overgrowth, one of my favorite Starcraft maps of all time. And up top right, we have Big Dick Daddy. It is going to be a PvT. Now, we have discussed this in the past. Protoss got those shields. Terrans got those repairs.
Yes.
Which one do we really think
Well,
comes out and edges?
This, last time
There was mistakes though last time.
There were mistakes made. I still think that Terran has the upper hand. The last time that this went down, the Terran messed up something fierce.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that with that being said, I still think the Terran is the one that can win this more often than not.
Yeah, because I think in the last one, the guy, he brought down a bunch of his workers, but he only fought with like half of them, and then left a bunch back at base, and then just started streaming guys in, and then did like one big attack, but by that time, the other guy had way more, and he just ended up losing. It was just like a really poor, it was just bad decision after bad decision.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see which one will come out on top when it is a straight up probe SCV war.
Yes. Well, I mean, the other thing that you have to keep in mind is that mules are also there, so it's not even just SCVs. But I don't mean in terms of like.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I mean in the battle,
yeah,
right?
Okay.
The not only does the Terran have just other SCVs to repair. He can, if it's just going to be an SCV probe battle war, you can build like he's doing right now, and he's going to have a bunch of orbitals just rain down the mules. Have the mules do all the repairing.
Well, yeah, and not only that, he's able to really, if he really wanted to, if he has enough orbitals, he's able to take all of his SCVs to battle.
Yes,
right?
And that's the other thing is you can still.
The Protoss still needs to collect minerals back at base, so you can just drop down a shit ton of mules and take everything and go. So there is that as well. That can work in the favor.
Yeah, exactly.
Of Big Dick. Also, if you really wanted to get fancy, he could put down a bunch of bunkers and put in weak SCVs inside those bunkers just before they die, and do some crazy bunker micro as well, which would be like next level fucking.
That would be very interesting.
SCV shit, yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. Okay, well, ooh, Ripperino.
3-on-1.
3-on-1. He was in the rear with the gear. He was in every hole possible.
That wasn't just the rear. That was the rear, the front, the side. That was like what was that? What was that skit? I can't remember if it was SNL or Mad TV, and I think there was just a skit where there's just 3 guys like trying so desperately at a club to get with some women, and every time they get over and they'd be like asking, hey, you want to dance, you want some of this, you want some of this, you want some of this, let's go, you want some of this one, and then she'd be like, all right, as soon as she nodded, all 3 of them were like on top of her, just like fucking like humping the fucking shit out of her and shit, and then they like pieced out. Yeah,
what was that kind
from? I can't remember.
Are you sure that wasn't from like Night of the Roxbury?
No, but it might have been a skit based on that.
Okay.
But because SNL did the Night at the Roxbury skit way back in the day with Jim Carrey and them in the car. Maybe that was the other part of that skit. I can't remember. But anyway, that's all I've got. I wish I remembered more, but I always found that that skit was kind of hilarious. And not inaccurate if you go to many of the clubs in downtown Halifax.
Not inaccurate at all. He's got a Nexus up here on the top. I don't know if he's planning on just walling this off completely and keeping...
That would be interesting.
Keeping it... Oh, this is another thing he's got going for him is upgrades. He is double pumping those upgrades.
Yes.
Nothing going yet. Oh yeah, we do have +1 armor for the.
Yeah, they don't get attacked. They just get. I don't think the attack does anything for them. I think it's just the armor. I don't think their attack gets stronger with that.
That's. I don't know. I want to say it would if they have the ability to have weapons. But I guess we'll learn. I'm not entirely sure now. But with the probes, if they get the upgraded plasma shields, that does benefit them, does it not? The shields, anything with shields, right? So I mean, they can at least get a boost. I'm pretty sure, like, since they do have a weapons there, I'm almost certain that it will up their attacks. Well, there you go. I'm pretty sure. It makes sense. If it didn't affect them, they wouldn't have the. That's what I'm thinking. The portrait there. Yeah. But I do agree that with his decision to go ahead and get armor first, I think keeping your SCVs alive is, chances are it has nothing to do with the number. Like it's probably not going to boil down to how many. Yeah, sure. It's not going to. I don't think it's really going to boil down to them having the exact same amount of probes unless they wait for 200. It's usually one person going up with a bunch, catching somebody else off guard, or doing something else. I think really weapons is... It really should be upgrading both at the same time. I mean, shit. You just get enough gas, you can do it. Just go. But if you had to choose, I'd probably go with armor first before weapons. Yeah, I agree. Survivability is the way to go, I would say, despite the fact that they can... I mean, this is going to get real. I think this is what's going to happen is, for the first time since we've seen this, I'm hoping... that this means, this is, signaling that Big Dick Daddy understands that in a battle, he can focus all of his SCVs on attacking and only use mules for repairing. I'm hoping, because the last time that was such a fail. Yeah. They dropped mules but never used them. They just aimlessly ran around in circles. Another problem is Terrans, they can also go down there and have, like, auto repair. And next thing you know, every time an SCV gets hurt, another one's going over to repair the other one. And the next thing you know, that SCV that was repairing is being attacked. So you got to be careful with mass repair because... Well, that's what I mean. If you just use the mules. Just use the mules. That's and only attack, because that's what that exact situation is. Why the mules are so important. Yeah. Because you're right. As soon as one gets tased, another one goes. Then another one's like, oh, okay, let me help you out there, bro. And then all of a sudden, it's a giant SCV circle jerk, and they're all just like getting each other off, but they're not actually attacking the Protoss. They're drilling each other's. They're probing each other. They're in the rear with the gear. That's right. That is a lot of command centers. Because why not? Because you can. Because you can. And I would do the same thing because I'd just be getting pure orbital commands. I'd be able to use all my SCVs, 200. You have so many mules that you would be able to just get infinite amount of minerals. It just would never end. So he's doing the right thing. He even grabbed the gold here. Well, I mean, yeah, because at this point, even if things do go wrong, you're just constantly building more workers back home. 138 supply to 100. Oh shit, he might not even have the time to get to he's going now. He doesn't even have that many orbitals. He doesn't have that many orbitals. This is 148 supply to 111, assuming he keeps back about, 40 of those. It's going to be relatively even. A lot of these SCVs are spread, though. So, yeah, he's not ready for the attack yet, and he hasn't controlled any of the towers or anything. Oh my god. Here we go, guys. The first big attack. And the probes are going to just start going. Now, he can lift off. Somebody get the timer out. He can lift off if he wants, but he can't be like, he can't lift off and say draw. No. But he can definitely move them around. And also, it's good that these buildings are all over the place because some probes in the back will just start attacking. Look, they're attacking the command centers. You just ghost walked that whole thing to get out of the way. Wow. Audi 5. Wow. Gone. But look at all these concaves and, like... This is going to be a very weird battle for both players to take. Mules right now in behind in this concave could just constantly fucking repair. That would be huge. That would have been huge. That would be huge. I think that's the best case scenario is a choke point with some mules to repair. That'd be pretty sick. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Oh my god.
And he's created a lot of these.
Meanwhile, they're there. The mules are
there,
repairing.
and they are repairing.
It's hard to tell who is out on top.
You used to be able to hold Alt to get rid of the bars.
Who gives a shit?
It would have made it a lot easier to watch.
How about I zoom out?
There you go. So this is just an all-out battle right now, but the probes are actually the ones that have a bigger concave at the moment. The repairs have not been going down because there hasn't been any more mules.
Holy shit, dude. We are down to 125 SCVs to 115 probes.
Oh,
huge stack of SCVs.
Wave 2!
Coming out of nowhere, and this is where having home court advantage is so huge because he can re-engage very quickly, and the Protoss cannot. Wow. That is a lot of SCVs. A lot of them hurt, though. A lot of them are hurt.
A lot of them got hurt, but this is going to give, finally... Yeah, he's got 27 mules now. I mean, this is going to give him finally an opportunity.
Oh my.
Unless he decides to do nothing but collect resources with the mules, which I think is a mistake. Because he could pretty much just win like this outright.
Yeah.
If mules are in the back, the back line here,
I agree.
then they're not going to die.
No.
You can't out-tase a mule repair. It's just not going to happen.
No.
So if you have like 10, 20 mules...
You also got to be careful too, because if you start putting down all your mules and you're taking all your SCVs, then you're not going to have a whole lot of energy to get minerals in behind that.
I guess this
so
is
it is a happy medium,
it is.
right?
It's just a concept of the odds of you losing with a concave, if they were all in a ball,
I get you.
You couldn't repair it well enough. But something like this...
Yeah.
Oh, it's
perfect
easy.
in the background.
It's cake.
Yeah.
That's the game to be had right there.
The SCVs
doesn't matter anyway.
Overrunning
just
these probes.
Rip.
178 supply to 85. The probes are falling. The SCVs are overrunning them, and pretty soon he's. Oh my. Oh.
Rip.
Oh Jim.
Rip.
That's done.
Rip.
So many command centers.
So many.
There is the GG. Big Dick Daddy going to the finals with SCVs.
This is going to be a little awkward because it's going to be your father versus Big Dick Daddy.
Oh, who has got the bigger dick?
Who is the real dad? This is going to be like an episode of Maury.
This is going to be crazy.
Who's the father? We're going to find out.
Daddy versus your father.
We're going to find out.
Wow. That's pretty boss. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be back with the third place game. We're going to jump into that one next.
Yep.
Shout outs to our sponsors, LootCrate, G2A, and JORD. Make sure to get in those giveaways here on the stream and on YouTube. Just because you're watching this via VOD doesn't mean you can't get part of all of these giveaways. So make sure you go click on those links underneath. And that was a fun one.
That was great.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Peace.